Hello, one and all. Welcome back to another episode of Manly Voices. I'm Evan, also known as Manly Ankles, back again with Gabs.
Grace brought me more snacks to make me feel okay.
Yeah, Grace made brownies with cream cheese frosting on them, and they're super good. Alright, we're joined again by Grace and Evo, and we are showing poems to
Everyone.
our club members. We just showed ours to Natsuki, and it was the same Eagles Can Fly, but who knows if these two will have the same poem.
Let's talk to Yuri first.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm ready to talk to Monica yet.
Alright guys, real talk.
Yeah.
For brownies, edge pieces or middle pieces?
Middle piece
Middle
brownies.
pieces.
Middle pieces for sure. You
Yeah.
get more like of the gooey stuff.
Yeah, the gooey, warm shit.
I like edge because it's nice and firm.
You
That
like it
too.
also 'cause
You
it's
get
not messy.
you get more of a piece out of it. Yeah.
Comment if you're an edge or a middle person.
Yeah, it's like the top or bottom thing, but it's, you know, family friendly.
Yeah.
Or three-way.
Are you the sandwich bread or the sandwich filling?
Gross. Anyway.
Yuri stares at the poem, and maybe a side glance at Grace for these weird innuendo-filled food-related
Prepped
topics.
For Satan voice.
What?
Ready to be prepped for more Satan voice.
I don't think this time. Maybe. I don't
Maybe.
remember.
Maybe it was just Satan voice because we favored Natsuki.
A minute passes. More than enough time for her to finish reading.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking.
Aw.
It's fine. Don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it.
Ah, so it's that bad.
No! Did I just raise my voice?
No!
Shut up, Natsuki. I'm so sorry.
I always just think of Emperor Palpatine just being like, no!
No! Do it.
Do it!
Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we haven't really gotten anywhere.
This is so awkward.
It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers.
Like sucking hard.
Yeah, like not being good at writing.
And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in the new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together.
Yeah.
The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened.
Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert.
Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part.
The thing about this fucking stupid ass bullshit game is that it's actually got a decent amount of good writing advice in it
Yeah.
that like is worthwhile and you could build from.
It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
I want to know what their fucking beef with each other is.
They're just like opposites, basically.
Yeah.
Their personalities are kind of polar, so they...
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's
Yuri's
fine.
a part of the non-smoking, anti-smoking club.
Ha!
And,
She practices abstinence.
You think Natsuki doesn't? Practice abstinence?
I mean,
Abstaining from what?
from fresh air.
I'm waiting for lung cancer till marriage.
I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it.
Yuri smiles dreamily as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Is that like his catchphrase?
Yeah.
Coast under the light.
And this one's the same.
The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back.
Cool.
I'm sorry I have such terrible
Does she ever
handwriting.
actually share her thought process behind this? Like what this poem is about?
She will in a minute.
I don't remember her doing that before. Maybe I just missed it.
I think she did, but we'll be reminded again because this is a time loop. What?
Let's do the time warp again.
I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
Huh?
I kind of wish the protagonist would wake up in the morning and the heat of the moment would be start playing.
Oh, fuck you.
That's a relief.
Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
I usually write like novel poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose.
Oh my gosh.
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, blatantly
You
Rack.
didn't answer the question.
Well, she said it wasn't.
Yeah, but he said, "Are you into ghosts?" And she didn't say yes or no. I'm just
Oh.
looking at everyone very cynically right now.
Gotcha. Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all.
He said it took him a long time to read.
Yeah.
But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. And they usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past. And soon to be left with nothing.
Oh.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you.
Alright.
Oh, here comes
Here
Monica.
comes Monica.
Hi, Blatantly Rack.
Fuck you.
Having a good time so far?
No.
Yeah.
Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening.
I think everyone should stop glitching out and being possessed by demons. That's
Don't-
what I would like to stop happening.
Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay?
Ah!
Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
I'm
Anyway,
afraid of everything that's happening right now.
want to share your poem with me?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to.
Don't worry, Blatantly Rack.
You're not wrong.
We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon.
Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem.
I like it, Blatantly Rack.
Oh, what a sweetie.
Really?
It's a lot cuter than I expected.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment.
She's a good writer for a fourth grader.
I know, seriously.
If you say so.
Yep. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you.
What-
She'll cling to you like a puppy.
What does that mean?
Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food in the house, so she's in a fussy mood pretty often.
What is...
But sometimes she just loses all of her strength and shuts down.
What are you talking about?
Like earlier. This is just a guess, but I think she's so small because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth.
What the fuck?
But hey, sometimes some guys are into petite girls too, you know? Sorry, just trying to look at the bright side.
Starving isn't a body type.
Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good.
You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not
Are
be
we
very
just gonna
good.
like blaze right by that?
Wait, I wasn't looking. What?
She just started talking about how her dad like just doesn't feed her, and that's why Natsuki's always so like crabby, quote unquote.
Oh.
And then sometimes
That's
she
why
just
we had to get all the ingredients for the cupcakes we made as a group.
yeah.
Oh. Got it.
And she's like, well, some guys are just into petite girls.
Okay.
That's because
why
I
this
have
is
to
so
sound
short.
confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know?
I see.
Oh, I don't believe that for
I
a
feel
second.
like a dictator.
Well, let's read it then.
Fucking puppet master.
Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings.
This is different.
But my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound frantic scrawling starts playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle. closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. Yeah, that's definitely different from the first time around.
It was called Hole in the Wall.
Yeah, but the context was different.
Yeah, the whole thing was different.
So, what do you think?
It basically just had the same name.
It's very free form, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback.
It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful.
What was the inspiration behind this one?
Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it.
Monica,
I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently.
what the fuck does that mean?
It's been influencing my poems a bit.
An epiphany?
Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other.
What does that mean, Monica?
Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the
You
day.
shady bitch.
Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today.
Whatever.
Thanks for listening.
And just, why are you so shady? Why is this happening? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Phew.
Oops.
Oh god.
Oh,
Don't throw those accidentals in there.
yeah.
I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated.
Oh,
It's as if everyone's judging me for my mediocre writing abilities.
no.
Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika's writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange seats. Sorry, I just had to grab at a fruit fly. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper and sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with this language?
Huh? Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute. Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't really come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple of suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would ask someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and blatantly Rack did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all,
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style.
Yeah, and these guys are gonna bicker.
I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And blatantly Rat liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by
He
it.
just likes boobs, man. Why can't these people see that?
Natsuki suddenly stands up.
There's no more music.
Well, it's about to get frantic music, right? Remember from the last time?
Oh, no, I
Like,
didn't.
Yeah.
oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress a new club member, Yuri.
Every time I hear a car outside, I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's right. This is cute music.
That's not what
Everything's
I-
fine.
You're just...
Yuri stands up as well.
Maybe you're just jealous that blatantly Rack appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours.
And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No! If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size big as soon as blatantly Rack started showing up.
Natsuki!
I remember when he first read the line, he like freaked out. You were like, oh my god, Natsuki.
Natsuki, that's a little...
This doesn't involve you bitch!
Taking out your own insecurities on others like that? You really act as young as you look, Natsuki.
Whoa.
Keep going.
Me who's talking to you? Wanna be edgy bitch?
Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for your mental age to comprehend.
See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people don't learn together as they graduate middle school, you know?
If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your own sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only thing cute about you is how hard you try.
Well, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you already do.
Oh.
Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head?
Yeah, go on. Let Blatantly Rack hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this.
I'd start looking at the laptop because it runs better.
Okay.
Suddenly, you're towards me as if she just noticed that I was standing here.
Blatantly Rack. She's still trying to make me look bad.
Sayori!
That's not true.
That's not true.
Sorry.
She started it.
How did I try this? It's not like I would have, so of course it's going to be. Okay, who do we choose? Who do we choose? Gotta make a choice.
Natsuki!
Natsuki. Shit, wait, try again.
Natsuki!
Natsuki. Fuck, try again.
Natsuki!
Natsuki. Fuck, try again. Natsuki! Fuck, try again.
Natsuki!
Natsuki. Try again.
Wait, is it just gonna keep getting closer?
I don't know, keep trying.
Natsuki!
Natsuki.
Natsuki!
Natsuki. Natsuki.
Natsuki!
Natsuki. Ah!
Hello.
Next time on Manly Voices.
I'm gonna change out of my brown pants now.
This guy had the right idea. He wore the brown pants. Oh boy. It's from
Deadpool.
Deadpool, yeah. All right, thank you guys, everybody, so much for watching.
Okay, bye!
If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below.
Who would you have chosen?
Who would you have chosen if you had a choice? And until next time, bye, everybody.
Natsuki was being kind of a bitch, though.